Is North Asheville really the best side of Asheville? Today we're going to find out on an exclusive map tour of the northern region of Asheville. We're going to go into the nooks and the crannies and the crevices and the neighborhoods to figure out where you might want to be. If you're moving to Asheville or you're thinking about moving to Asheville, you're going to want to see this. Let's dive in. So here we have Asheville as a whole. So we're going to go down to the northern part of Asheville and cover everything from Lakeview Park up here at the top, all the way down to right above downtown Asheville. Now you'll see on the top left-hand side in Woodfin here, we're not going to cover that. That's going to be a different video, so stay tuned for that. All we're going to do is cover from Lakeview Park all the way down to Asheville downtown, over to the French Broad River, and on the other side you'll see Town Mountain Road. And we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. So let's dive in. So the first thing that you'll notice is there are three main roads that take you from Asheville headed up north. And they go from big, medium to small. The first one is I-26, which you would take west to go north, which is a little confusing, I know, but that's how it goes. It goes all the way down to Charleston if you look at the bigger picture. So I-26 runs along the left-hand side of North Asheville along the French Broad River. And then we have Merimon Avenue, also known as 25, which goes from downtown Asheville all the way up north. And then a smaller, but more important, lesser known road is Charlotte Street. Charlotte Street is pretty much two-lane most of the time, but it is another main thoroughfare to take you from downtown up north. So starting at the bottom left quadrant of North Asheville, you will find Montfort, which you probably have already heard of. I even made a video about it as well. And Montfort is the historic area. So let's start exploring there. Now, there's a lot in Montfort. There's a lot to do, a lot to see. Montfort Avenue is really the main thoroughfare there. It has sidewalks, it's two-lane, it's quite quaint. Like I said, there's historic homes all the way. On Montfort Avenue, first closest to downtown, you'll find the Asheville Visitor Center, where you can tell people, hey, listen, if you want all the information on Asheville and the tours and all that, head to the Visitor Center. It has absolutely everything. And then right up the street is All Day Darling, which is a place I love to meet people for a coffee. It has outdoor seating, really great food, great ambiance. There's a new place called Tall John's, which is a little bit more of an upscale restaurant. And I have not eaten there, but I have great intentions. And then there's my personal favorite, which is 9 Mile. And 9 Mile is Jamaican cuisine, and I would go there every night if I could. There's also a second location in South Asheville. So if we're looking in Montfort, we're looking at historic homes. We're looking at homes that are anywhere from $800,000 up to maybe $3 million or more. There's a lot of bed and breakfasts in the area, like the 1900 Inn on Montfort. You can see this has 130 Google reviews. Montfort is so quaint and so nice. People stay at these bed and breakfasts, not to be confused with Airbnb. It's a bed and breakfast in an old house. And it's a whole experience in Asheville, which is really quite fun. In Montfort too, we have Shakespeare in the Park, which is put on by the Montfort Park Players. And this is so fun. You can see here, there's an amphitheater and people gather. It's donation based. I think they sell drinks there and snacks, but you can also kind of bring your own. That is so fun to do in the summertime. And then there is also the Tempe Avery Montfort Community Center. Now, this was dedicated to Tempe Avery, who was a midwife in Asheville. They've turned it into a community center. It is a really nice place to visit and has a fabulous playground. When we are kind of looking in Montfort and moving around, where are you going to shop for your groceries? Well, Montfort has the best of all worlds, and North Asheville in general, because if you look here, straight out of downtown, here's the downtown area, and you go up, you have boom, 3 grocery stores back to back. You have Whole Foods, which used to be called Green Life. Might still have that sign up, I'm not sure. Then you have our world famous Trader Joe's, which everybody loves, and it kind of has a chaotic parking lot as well. And then you have Harris Teeter. So there's something for everybody right there. There is a ton of opportunities for grocery shopping. So if you live in this area, you could totally walk and get your groceries without the hassle of getting in your car, which is really fun because this is kind of an urban environment that also has small backyards, little fenced in areas, some parks scattered throughout. It is absolutely walkable to downtown if you're into that. It's just right there, but has the feel of a nice neighborhood. And if you have a child that is elementary school age and you need an elementary school in the Montfort area, Isaac Dixon would be your place right down here, located in that little hub right there. Really close to downtown, close to a lot of places, and that would be it. There's also lots of river activities over here too. I mean, we have the salvage station, which has great shows, really super fun there. Now, if you're curious what homes look like in Montfort, we said, of course, they're historic, and they range from already being restored to still needing to be restored. So it might be interesting to look at one that just closed recently and kind of see what the price was and what it looks like. So here's one that I found on Zillow, and this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home with 1,500 square feet. Sometimes we find only 1 bathroom in these older homes. Now this was sold in August of 2023, and it sold for $741,000. Now, just to kind of look at some of these pictures, these are the older arts and crafts homes that you will find in this area. This looks like it has been pretty tastefully restored from its original condition, but with these older homes, sometimes you never know what is lurking in the foundation. So always have a double check done and make sure that you have some guidance. Speaking of guidance, that's kind of what I do. You know, I'm Beth Schadler. We are living in Asheville, and we help people move to the area and make sure that they get in the home that's right for them. So if you're looking to move to the area, feel free to reach out in any of the different ways that are listed down below, and we would be happy to help. So now that we've covered the Montfort area, let's sweep over to the other side of Merimon Avenue to the Charlotte Street area. So we're going to talk now about the lower right-hand quadrant of North Asheville, meaning Merimon Avenue all the way over to Town Mountain Road. And you can see here this line that goes here. This is Town Mountain Road, and this is also a mountain. So this kind of goes along the ridge of the mountain and separates North Asheville from East Asheville. So as we dig in here, there's lots to see. This is kind of an exciting part of town. There's lots of offices here, and law offices. If you can see here, a little bit more of what is there pops up if I go on the street, isn't the street view, the satellite view here. So here we have Merimon Avenue, here we have Charlotte Street. You can see there are some law offices here. We also have the Asheville Yoga Center. This part of town has a lot of wellness and healing arts offices. The Ayurvedic Center is also located here. Here's the Asheville Yoga Center, which you can kind of see, which was bought by the Ayurvedic Center. Great yoga studio. Across the street, you have Liberty House Coffee. This is another place that I go and meet people often. There's a secret spa right here. I don't know how to make it go. Okay, there we go. Secret spa. That looks like a day spa. There is Reiki. There are chiropractors. There's meditation. There's everything you can imagine in this little area. Here's another day spa. Illusions. It's just an illusion, but it's really there. But you can go and become an illusion. Just kidding. And the City Bakery. This is an Asheville staple. The City Bakery has been there forever. They make the best the best bread and pastries and everything. You also have Pilates right there, Wild Rose Healing House. It goes on and on and on. And what if you just lived right near here? How cool would that be? You could walk to yoga, you could walk over to Trader Joe's and Harris Teeter, you could get a coffee and hang out with your friends, you could go to meditation and then go to the spa. I think that sounds wonderful. So let's head back to the street view and see what we have going on. Especially if you're a lawyer, you could just be right there. Moving up a little bit here, you can see that there are lots of different places to live in between the Charlotte Street area and heading up to the Grove Park area. If we zoom in a little bit, you can see how many homes are in this area. And they all have cute, quaint little yards and little parks built in around there. And then here's Claxton Elementary School. So if you're gonna live in this area, Claxton Elementary is going to be your place for an elementary school. Now you see, as we make our way up north into the top right quadrant of North Asheville, you start to see a little bit more greenery. The streets are wider. I wonder why. Well, places like Kimberly Avenue, which are absolutely gorgeous, have very wide streets because they are right next to the Grove Park Inn. So if you can see on Kimberly Avenue here, this can be kind of a busy thoroughfare, but also has sidewalks. People love to walk there. Across the street is the golf course for the Grove Park Inn. So this is a wide vista area that is quite appealing, and the prices reflect that as well. So a place that's really popular as a neighborhood is called Norwood Park. And this is located right here in between Merimon Avenue and the Grove Park Country Club and the Grove Park Inn, which is right up here. The Grove Park Inn is kind of hovering over everything and is absolutely gorgeous. If you ever want to take someone to have a cocktail at sunset, the Grove Park Inn deck or balcony is just absolutely fabulous. There's a great spa there as well, but unfortunately it's only open to the people that are staying at the Grove Park Inn, so you need to book a room. So let's talk about Norwood Park. Now, this is a wonderful area because it's super convenient to everything. So you kind of have the nature and the trails that are up north and east a little bit, and then you have the easy access to downtown Asheville. But then there's a lot in the proximity of Norwood Park, you know, for you to do and walk to as well. So when we think about Norwood Park, people really love it because it's so convenient to everything. You are in the center of everything there. You are maybe, I don't know, 3 minutes from downtown Asheville by car, but could be walkable if you needed it to be. And then you can go to different areas nearby. The streets are really kind of quiet and pretty safe to walk on. You have a barbecue joint right there. There's Hanger Hall School, which is a middle school, private middle school. You also have the whole Grove Park Country Club and golf course right there. There's a lot in this area and people tend to really want to live there. Houses in Norwood Park go anywhere from, I don't know, about $750,000 to $1.2 million, depending. Let's look and see if we can find anyone that just sold. So here we have one that sold 7/14/23 for $885, and this is 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,200 square feet, and this is in that area. So let's see what it looks like. This looks like a more historic home. I don't know exactly what year it was built from the Zillow. But how quaint is that? Look at that stone patio and the green steps leading up to it and the painted porch floor and the swing. This is my cup of tea. I really like this house. It's gonna be old. I'm guessing it's in the 20s, so we'll have to look and see about that. And I'm curious what the backyard looks like. Oh, look at those steps going up. These are the little details that old houses have that I absolutely adore, and you rarely see recreated these days. Looks like they've redone the kitchen. Nice little entry bench. They have it downstairs. Some virtual staging action. You can cut some of that out. We don't need all this. I'm curious about what it looks like outside. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so check out the basement. So a lot of homes in North Carolina have basements. You're gonna see it a lot. Some is usable, some is not. You always want to make sure that you have a dehumidifier down there. It can be great storage space if you keep it dry. Now here's the backyard. It looks like they made the back driveway into a basketball area and parking area, so they don't have a lot of backyard at this home. So that's kind of one of the compromises that you might give up living so close to everything Asheville. Okay, so that is kind of the Norwood Park area. If you get a chance to drive through, please do. Then you will see these windy roads heading up here. Why are they so windy, do you ask? Well, my best guess is they are going up the side of a mountain. So you can see here, there's the gaps. So this is all going to be steep terrain. And I bet if you look at a topo map, you will see. So here we have another neighborhood, Albemarle Park, and then Sunset Parkway, as you're going up into the Grove Park Sunset area. Now, Grove Park is its whole own area, like we talked about before, which is beautiful. And again, historic. Can be pricey, of course. It's a very nice area. These homes have been lovingly restored. And if they haven't, it's gonna also be reflected in the price. And there's great sunsets from up here. Let's see if I can show you an example of one of those. Okay, so here is a home in the Grove Park area on Farwood Ave. It closed not too long ago in November. And it closed right over $1 million. It looks absolutely gorgeous. 4 beds, 4 baths, 2,400 square feet. And how charming is that? Big windows, lots of light coming in. And again, you're like 2 minutes away from the Grove Park Inn. You're about maybe 5 minutes away driving from downtown Asheville. That's an easy Uber. You're in an area that has a highly rated school district, and you have quite a big backyard here. Look at it going all the way down. Now, some of these homes in this area will have a road coming in the backyard. It's not actually a road, it's just a throughway. So you might have access from the back as well, but here they don't. But they do have a little fenced in yard and some privacy. So that's another thing in Asheville. A lot of people who contact me and want me to help them find a home in Asheville request privacy. And what I tell them is you don't always have to have tons of acres to have a private backyard. And this is a prime example of that, because you'll see that we have tons of foliage here in Asheville, and it's green most of the year. I mean, there's like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months where, you know, it's winter. We do have a winter, as you know, because you've watched the videos, where the leaves fall and things kind of get a little browner and things like that. But you are absolutely able to get privacy in an urban setting in Asheville, which is quite wonderful. So here's where it's located. You see that? This is the Grove Park area. Here you have the Grove Park Country Club and then downtown Asheville. How convenient is that? And that's what it looks like. And there's Weaver Park really close. And then there's a whole other area called the Grove Park Sunset. As you can imagine, this area has wonderful sunsets because it's going up the mountain. Here you're going to find more expensive homes, anywhere from, I would say, 900 to 1.5, something like that. Let me show you what that might look like. Here we go. So here's a home that just sold recently in October 2023, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths. That's a pretty big home. 4,600 square feet. Holy macaroni. That's a lot. That's a lot to manage. So this is Sunset Drive in the Grove Park Sunset neighborhood. So the beautiful thing here is you are gonna have views. Now, sometimes you might have trees blocking that view most of the year, and then you have winter views. So watch out for that when you're looking at homes. It'll either say views or winter views. This has a lot of square footage, and it looks like it's been really well done. I'm gonna skip over some of these photos to get you to the views. So one thing you'll notice about a lot of homes in North Carolina as well is that they will have lower levels or basements. Sometimes they're underground, sometimes they're not underground, or maybe a portion of them are underground because we're on mountains. So if any of it is underground, it's declared a basement. But these are great flex areas. As you can see here in this home, they have made this into, it looks like a little art room, exercise room. Look, they have a TV down there and a couple nuggets and a fireplace. So you get a lot of extra square footage by finishing out your basement. Just make sure it's high and dry and good to go. And then, oh, what a beautiful green bathroom tile. I love that. So as we're headed up out of the Grove Park and a little bit farther north, you will see that we have an Ingles up here. So you have another grocery store and the fresh market. So there's a lot in that area too. So there's really, you're not far from any kind of resources there. Animal hospital, really well known here for animals and vet assistance. And there is a road called Beaverdam Road that runs right in front of Ingles. You can see it here. And as you head out this way, it really gets picturesque. You see Beaverdam Creek runs out here. And you get a lot more land for your money. It becomes kind of, you know, a little bit on the wilder side. It's not that it's like out in the wilderness per se, but it just has that feeling of being woodsy and not as urban. Especially roads like Spooks Branch Road, one of my favorite roads in Asheville. It just has like a really nice feel to it, a good vibe. There's good people that live out there, and a strong sense of community in that area. And then coming back over from the right hand side, coming back over to the left hand side of Merimon now. See, here we have the Ingles, which I just talked about, and the fresh market, and there's a pizzeria right here. Then we have Beaver Lake. Beaver Lake is absolutely gorgeous most of the year. I mean, like during fall and when the leaves are all out and the sunshine is out, like coming through the leaves and making this like beautiful, serene environment. You take a stroll around Beaver Lake and you think that you have graduated into the next dimension. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you can go out on this lake here, I think in a little canoe, and if you have a fishing license, you can fish. And then look what's right across the street. So here we go into the country club land. Lots of homes in this area too. Some modern, some old that have been remade into modern. So here's the country club of Asheville. Tons of golf here, just wide open spaces. I'm sure you could walk around there as well. Looks like people have some weddings. Beautiful area. So if that's your cup of tea, you might want to consider that part. So coming back out from here, we are not going to forget Lakeview Park right up here at the top. Now, Lakeview Park is a smaller area. The homes are probably a little bit more affordable, less expensive, maybe updated, maybe not updated. There was one that I just found that was sold recently that I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, here's one. It's 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2,500 square feet, $890. So a little bit more than I said, but how cute is that? So, and oh, look at, I love that driveway with the stones and the fireplace. You're going to get a little bit more space up here. I believe that one's on a 1/2 acre or 0.4 acres. Stained glass window. Oh, I love that bathtub. Heck yeah, I could spend some time there. Okay, so getting back to the map, that's the Lakeview Park area. Take a drive through, see if that might be a good spot for you. So here we're heading up into Woodfin, so let's head back down and not miss the University of North Carolina area. Okay, so circling back around to the University of North Carolina area, you'll see I-26 here, and then we have our river again, the Zilcoa Beer Company, Ginger's Revenge, the French Broad Chocolate Lounge Factory and Cafe. You will catch me over there sometimes. And then you have the North Asheville Tailgate Market. So that's really nice to go and hang out and shop during the week, or on Saturdays, excusez-moi. University of North Carolina, Asheville is, a staple in the community. They do have some events that go on throughout the year. There are college students that go there. It's not necessarily a huge influence in the town. You don't always hear about it a ton, but it is there. And there is a whole community that surrounds the University of North Carolina, Asheville. And there's the Botanical Gardens right there, which has tons of trails and different activities. Look, there's a little waterfall and picnic tables. And if you look at this is like really close to downtown. I mean, here's our downtown, and then here are the Botanical Gardens. This is a large open space, really in the heart of everything. And so then, we're getting right back into Montfort. So around the Botanical Gardens and UNCA in this area, you'll find smaller homes. There's a lot of student housing there. And then there are some resources there too, like places to eat. There's a burrito shop nearby. It's just kind of a student hangout. But if you want to live in this area and you're looking for a home that's a little bit more affordable and you don't necessarily need a larger home or don't want a historic home, this is a good area to look in. So another wonderful thing about this area is that you have the greenway that goes here through Weaver Park, which is great for walking your dog or biking, and goes all the way down here to 5 Points. And 5 Points is kind of the area where you have those grocery stores. There's some apartment buildings there, a little bit more affordable housing in that area. And yeah, you can get around, and this will link up to other places that you can bike. And you can see here on the map with these dotted green lines, all the designated biking areas around town. So if you're thinking about traffic and what's it going to be like getting from downtown up north, we could always hit the traffic button and see what it's like. We are on a Wednesday afternoon, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a regular old day. I-26 looks green light all the way. Here's Merimon Avenue, so you can see there's some stop and go, always around Trader Joe's, so just expect that. People are in love with Trader Joe's, and here's some stoplights here, so it's going to show a little bit more traffic. And then this is the Town Mountain Road, which is all green, and that's Charlotte Street, and there's not much action going on. So there we have North Asheville. Is it the best? Let me know in the comments down below. If you want to know more about Montfort, hit this video. If you want to see the overall map tour, hit this video. Ciao for now.